smell of bread and all the individual ingredients hits you from the very entrance of the Valley View Bread Factory. From honey, banana, and raisins, you begin to salivate immediately. Standards here are high. From workers to visitors, no one comes in with uncovered hair. The only bread factory with FDA approval, and the evidence is here. James and I have come here to find out how a university has survived the COVID depending on this factory. COVID-19 brought untoward hardship on many institutions, and the education sector was actually not left out. But for those who actually had some enterprises, they were able to brace the storm. Why am I here? I'm here today to tell the Valley View story during COVID-19, and indeed, bread sustained them. I'll be giving you the details in a bit. I'm off to speak with the general manager of their bread factory, Dr. William Prepra. Doctor, so how did this bread factory save the school during the heat of COVID-19?
Thank you very much. You know, as an educational institution, we're mostly relying on tuition. But when COVID-19 came, we needed to have a new strategy. So the direction for the school was to make sure that all our ventures contribute significantly to the university's operation. So during that period, most of the university's vehicles and workers came to work at the bakery.
Really?
Yes. So lecturers who were not working or teaching brought in their marketing ideas. Some workers also joined hands to really go out and distribute the bread. To surprise you that all the workers at our basic school also became factory workers, and it helped us to double our production during that period. And significantly, it was able to sustain the school for almost 9 months.
Wow. Tell me, during that time, how much bread were you selling in a month?
In a month, we were doing almost 7,000 loaves of bread, and every day, that is in a daily production, and every day all of them were sold. So in terms of revenue, we were doing close to 700,000 cedis in a month.
That's a lot of money. And how much of that plugged what amount of hole in terms of revenue that was lost due to COVID?
So from the university side, we realized that almost 80%, because we lost a whole semester. And at the time, we were running only 2 semesters. So a whole semester, once you lost that revenue, we couldn't. So the bakery was the one that came in to fill that loophole. And it was, very significant amount in millions. In tens of millions, I would say that. So the bakery really helped to sustain the operations of the university.
Wow. What other enterprises does the university have apart from the bakery?
So the university also, we have a water factory, which is also supporting us in terms of providing water for sachet and bottle. We have farms in Techiman. So during that period too, some workers went to the farm to work. And it will surprise you, we had almost 1,200 bags of maize during that period. And they were sold also to support the university. We also have a hospital, which is, say, a social enterprise. So during the COVID period, it became a center for our area from Adenta up to Dodowa and Somenya. So a lot of people came here for their vaccination, and where COVID cases were reported, some were also housed here before they were transferred to the various centers. So as a university, this has really helped us. We also see our basic school, though it's also a social enterprise, also as a venture. And they also, through the school fees, commit something to the university. But during the COVID, they were also affected. So the benefit was that the workers there at the basic school came to join the workforce at the bakery to help us in the production.
That's really great. Tell us how many workers you're dealing with now, and what sort of structure do you have here?
So at the moment we have close to 60 workers, Almost 80% are factory workers, factory hands, and they run shift, and we produce 24/7. What we really require is more vans to do the distribution. We only have 8 vans doing the distribution, so we cannot cover a lot of places. In front of the university, we have built a small mart where about half of the product produced here are sold. So we think that we want visibility. So anyone who is interested in becoming a distributor for the Valley View product, which is the bread, can also join us.
Thank you very much. We will actually engage the rest of your team along the line, but something really pricked me and sounded exciting for me in relation to the quality systems that you have put here. You actually always boast that you are the only FDA approved bread.
Yes, I mean that is true. You cannot get bread being approved by Food and Drug Board if you don't put your systems in place. So we tried as an institution, Valley View stands for excellence. So whatever we do, we try to be the number one. And that is why we are currently the only product or bread with FDA approval. It has not come by easy way. A lot of effort has gone into this. We also want to thank our quality assurance manager, Mrs. Elesia Deku. She played a very instrumental role in helping us to get to this far. And you'll be surprised, we also have a branch in Kumasi and Techiman. So that is where we have our other campuses. So they are also have a small, their size are not like this, but we hope that we will let them also grow to become like this and be able to serve Kumasi and Techiman with a wholesome bread.
Thank you very much. So we're off to speak to other people and then to just check out what else is happening here. So we're going to go actually into the main production, and my colleague James will be joining along the way. So this is a joint report by Odilia and James. With an FDA approval, the secret formula is mixed here. This makes the taste, weight, among others, the same.
What goes into the quality assurance? What do you do? How do you ensure that at the end of the day, you get the right ingredients into the bread making process?
Okay, so first of all, we have a standard operating procedure which we follow. We have policies in it which we follow. And with the ingredients, we try to stick with specific customers who we've interacted with and told them what we want as in standards and quality. And so something like the honey, even though we've told them, we still do random checks. We send out the honey to GSA to randomly check and see if it's truly honey and not mixed with sugar before we use it for our production process. Another thing we also do here, aside standardization with clients that we work with, is calibration of all our equipment, from the scales to the thermometers, so that each time we are working on a recipe, it comes out the same and tastes the same. Yeah, and I think that's it.
You have quantity where you go like, okay, there's the number of quantity I'm using for this particular bread.
Yeah, we do. That's where we use the scale. So there's a set recipe which the one measuring the wet ingredients follows every time. So she records every time she weighs the wet ingredients before she brings it over to the dry ingredients section. And then we also confirm other weights like the flour we are supplied with, the sugar and all those things. We confirm their weight. Yeah.
One key thing also has to do with the expiry date of some of these products. I am very sure you go through each product you buy for the bread processing, right?
Yes, we do. We check the expiring dates for each and every product and then record it. So we have a point where we can reject a supply. That is if we see it is externally damaged or the expiring date is too close. Because though we produce a lot, there's a possibility that we may not be able to use it before the time the product is expired. And so when we realize the expiring date is really close, we return it to the company.
Each week, about 6,000 pieces of bread are manufactured and sold. The bread here is produced with honey, while very little sugar is added to the sugar bread. Fascinated about the local materials used, sales manager Gayson Abuchi explains to us what goes into the production process.
All right, now we're looking at what goes into production. I have the production manager here who will be taking me through what really goes into production. Can you just run me through what goes into the production of these bread?
Yes, it's true. We have so many types of bread. We have butter bread, banana bread, corn bread, potato bread, wheat bread, sugar bread, and the others. So if you want us to start from the process, let's go to the mailing. Let's go to the mixing. So we start the process from the mixing. So you can walk to the mixing, start from the mixing, then we come back to where we bake the bread.
But before we go to the mixing, run me through from the mixing, where do we go to?
Okay, from the mixing, you take it to the refiner for it to refine. Then you send them to the divider. You put the dough into the divider for it to divide them for you. From divider, you put them into the molder for it to mold it for you. Then you send them into the cans. From the cans, then you put them on the baking trolleys. From trolleys, you push them here, wait to rise to a sizable expected size. Then you put them into the oven for baking. Yeah.
Now you are dealing with workers here. How many workers do you have? Do you run shifts, or better still, you have a full 24 hours to work with?
Yeah, we run 2 shifts. We have day shift and a night shift. Day shift we have 15 numbers, and in the night too we have 15. Yeah.
How many hours do they work? What time do they start working?
Oh, till the number they are supposed to produce is over. They'll be working out till daybreak. At times, production do comes. At times, it decreases. So once you give them the order to produce, and they are done with production, they leave.
Now, how many bread do you produce within a week or a month?
In a month, we produce about 1,000 plus. At times, 1,200, 1,300, 1,500.
In a month?
On the market, yeah.
So the market demands determine the supply?
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. So that's what the production manager is actually running us through, telling us what it entails when it comes to production work, the production of bread here at the Valley View University Bakery. So we are moving straight to see some of these mill grinding and the processes, how these whole processes are being done.
The bakery, together with other enterprises owned by the school over the years, have been a fulcrum that supports the university in diverse ways.
Each bread we have them in kilos. So once you cut everything from here, you put them into the divider. So the divider is going to divide it for you. It divided its 20 loaves at a go. Then from the divider, you put everything into the molder for it to mold it for you.
So yeah. Where is the divider?
This is the divider. This is the divider. So once you put the dough inside, within less than a minute, it will divide it for you. And at a go, you can have 20 loaves at a go. Yeah.
And that should be the molder.
The molder. So from the divider, you put everything into the molder, like the way she's currently doing. Yeah.
Then from the molder.
From the molder, you put the doughs into the cans, the pans. Then from the pans, you put them onto the trolleys, the baking trolleys. Yes.
Now let me bring you back to the weighing scale. At what number do you get to know that this is what we are dealing with here?
Okay, you know, for the butter, we normally weigh it 1.8. So 1.8 times 20. Then you cut it from here and put it into the divider. When you close it, you press, you start it at a go, it will divide the 20 for you. When you weigh it, you have your 2 kilos. Yeah.
Now, from the divider to the molder, where are we moving next?
We are moving where they are putting everything into the pans. Yeah.
Meaning that over there they know the amount, the quantity and everything.
Yes, we are getting ready for baking. So from the molder, you put everything into the cans. Then from the cans, then we put everything into the trolleys, the baking trolleys, for it to rest.